the Carolina Panthers are fools for not shutting down Cam Newton early on. The past month of November, they were fools to risk their biggest asset for their franchise. They were absolute fools. They did not listen and pay attention to the example set by the Indianapolis Colts when they decided to rest Andrew Luck for a full season and make him completely healthy and ready to go this year. That's what they did. They sat him out for a year. They drafted offensive line for the last two drafts, the year he sat out and then this year. And then you're seeing the MVP caliber season. You're seeing, Andrew Luck's back to normal pretty much. And Cam Newton's not having a bad year despite me being a big critic of Cam Newton, his accuracy, whatnot, his gimmicks. Sometimes he overdoes it. There's nothing wrong with celebrating, but after every first down, whatnot. So people are going to have their own opinions about that, but they should just sat him out in November and be like, hey, if we can lose with our backup quarterback and we can strategically plan to improve our draft position to protect our quarterback, and then maybe we can address some of the glaring holes on our team that really need to be addressed. And the Carolina defense is not bad at all. So if you look at the wide receiver position, or you look at possibly another running back or offensive line, you have to try to get this guy some help. And there's a reason why he's really banged up and has a lot to do with the offensive line. So the Panthers botched it terribly. Even if Ron Rivera did not play his cards right, if he were to send out Cam Newton and the Panthers finish 5-11, 6-10 or whatever, then no one would have really complained if it meant that Cam Newton was going to be healthy for training camp. But Ron Rivera needs to really understand that Commissioner Goodell, wants the Eagles to make the playoffs this year as a 6th seed, to create some excitement, to create another storyline. So it's like, no matter what happened, the Carolina Panthers were not in the NFL's plans to make the playoffs. It was Kirk Cousins and the Vikings after last year, what happened at New Orleans and the defending champion Eagles back in the playoffs. So it wouldn't have mattered if the Panthers played out November and December with or without Cam Newton. Ron Rivera is going to get his job back, and if he sat Cam Newton in November, it would have actually played into the NFL's plans to begin with. And when you lose games with an injured quarterback that you would have still lost otherwise with a backup quarterback, then what are you doing, right? It's just ridiculous. The Colts played their cards right. This is why the Panthers are going to continue to struggle for the next few years. And mediocrity. Teams really sell out on the short term, and it hurts them in the long term. Well, the Colts really bad on the short term last year, but they knew what they were doing, and it turned out to be the best move over the long term. So, bad job by Carolina. You did not take the advice of the Indianapolis Colts. I mean, just so totally unbelievable to see what has transpired in Carolina. They would have been better off because their record would not have changed to begin with if they had a backup quarterback. And guess what? They were still losing games with a banged-up Cam Newton, and that's just really, really, really horrible. So, yeah, really bad. Let me know what you think, and I'll just bring up one more thing. I mean, I talked about how I thought Andrew Luck wasn't really hurt in all of this. Maybe it ties into the rigging in some way, because my theory was that Andrew Luck was healthy. The coaches wanted to sit him out. This helps out the NFL because the Titans and the Jaguars make the playoffs, and you get their fans interested. It's just not another year of the Colts winning the division. So it worked out perfectly last year for the NFL to have these two teams in the playoffs. It has maximized the fan interest in the AFC South this year. Andrew Luck back in action this year, looking better than ever. But once again, bad move by the Panthers.